think for NUS itself. So it's interestingly, I think it's targeting different audiences. Okay, so today I'll be touching on the following agenda. So I will briefly speak about NVIDIA itself, speak about my team, NVIDIA AI Technology Center. I'll touch on two programs. Actually, one is for the Industry Postgraduate Program, and last one will be on the Student Ambassador Program. Douglas, Douglas actually is one of our ambassadors. I'm glad to have him on board on that. Okay, just a very short introduction about NVIDIA. So I guess everyone's, I think perhaps will know about NVIDIA. I think doing, especially you are a gamer, or you are really someone that goes into graphic sites that deal with animation. So most of the people that we actually aware of NVIDIA is mostly through these two routes. But actually NVIDIA's evolved actually almost quite rapidly since 6 years ago. So NVIDIA, besides into the long journey into the graphics element side, on the gaming side, actually it changes actually the whole around towards the AI aspect. So since 6 years ago, NVIDIA has only two software libraries regarding that. One is the most underlying computer GPU kind of programming language named CUDA. As the years goes by, right, if you have followed, I think NVIDIA's route or GTC, you will see that every year there will always be a brand new true of architectures evolving. How we're going to change the whole ecosystem, not just in the graphic gaming, but also especially in the AI space. So you can see on top, right, there will be all the various SDK or product actually by NVIDIA's throughout all this year. Example like the Metropolis is on the smart city kind of platform, where the user or developer can make use of Metropolis existing library to do all those recognition of products, all those deep stream video analytics, etc. Java is on the natural language processing part. Okay, Merlin is actually more towards the recommender system. Isaac is towards the robotic side. Autonomous drive, Clara in the medical, Rapids in the data science. Okay, HPC for the cloud weather kind of control. Omniverse that actually shape the whole entire graphics, how graphics designer able to work and visualize everything in simulations. And GeForce Now actually is one of the products that, for example, you know about streaming in Netflix or movie. So next time it will be available for like streaming of gaming, of high orders graphic intensive games using streaming technology. So I think this will be available, I think towards with StarHub very soon, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so NVIDIA about my team itself, NVAITC. So uniquely for every kind of organization, right, there will always be people that work just on the front end, working on the sales. So my team is very different. So everything, I mean, regarding industries is about sales. So there's nothing wrong regarding it. So our team is really supporting the teams of salespeople or driving, especially in the AI space. Okay, so our team started, very surprisingly, we are a US company, but our team started in Singapore. So this is a place where we started in 2015. So as our collaboration or so-called expanding out, so from Singapore, we have right now centers of my colleagues spread throughout towards the ASEAN side, the Asia side, Europe, and eventually now reaching the America and Latin America side. So our team is actually expanding our foothold at the moment. Okay, so what actually is the key drivers of my team that we are doing? And it's very uniquely, you will not find really the enterprise or the salesperson try to talk to the students or try to talk to the different professor, I think, under the education side. So our team actually is the one that actually reach out to the collaborators, particular in the HDR space. So what actually drives us is that throughout the various years of how AI is being made known, I think, to the whole world, countries like Singapore or even in your neighboring countries, right, are trying to have national plans, right, actually to develop the whole country, right, towards the AI adoption. I think Singapore side, I think you all may heard is the AISG. They are located in NUS themselves. Okay, so they are one of the drivers, right, develops, I think, come up organization to support the AI development in Singapore. So there's a national direction towards not just in Singapore, of all the country worldwide, right, to try to develop the AI workforce. And I guess throughout these 2 years of the COVID-19 situation, I think people are realizing that people have the loss of their work, their jobs, and always in the government kind of view, right, they always talk about how people should do their upgrading. So this will think about how the skill futures of Singapore comes in to try to drive up all the career transition and skills upgrade. So this is the part that we are coming to a part in the ecosystem, especially towards the AI transition part and the skills upgrade in the AI and data science part. And lastly, this is how we started. We all started out with all the research development, right, regarding the accelerator of the AI, right, with the HER ecosystem. So we work very closely with the various professors that's driving all the research, whether it's going to be fundamental or it's going to be more towards the applied side. This is the part that our team comes in to support the research with NVIDIA technology. Okay, so these are our key drivers. Okay, so with all these aspects, right, we engage the whole HER space, right, using a quite a programmatic approach. I think one of the key programs actually supported by Singapore government is the IPP program, what we call the Industry Postgraduate Program. Okay, so forgive me, there's a lot of details regarding the program. Okay, so I will run through some of the important points, okay, of this program. So this program, right, will be suitable for your consideration, right, if you, after you graduate. This is really more towards the postgraduated students or the people who try to go to the master by research, okay, program. Okay, so if you're in your year 4 right now, perhaps it will be a good program introduction. Okay, so if you are in the year 3, just think note that this program is we are running with NUS as well. Okay, it's not official yet, but we're trying to clear it. So I'm trying to have maybe your interest, right, to look at this program. So IPP program, right, is an initiative by Singapore Economic Development, or EDB. Okay, so EDB is a very special organization in Singapore. It just keep trying to drive the Singapore growth, whether in the R&D space or how the industry able to comes in and how they're able to make use of Singapore's various programs to support the whole industry part. So they come up with the IPP program, especially work with the industry people. They want to train this pool of people like you in the doctorate or the graduate in the master side, right, with this relevant skill set, working with industry straight away. So in a snapshot, you can think that you are working with the industry and you are studying, right, at the same time. Okay, so it's branched out into 2 different programs right now. So one is for candidates who are going to be PhD for 4 years or master by research at 2 years. Okay, so once you qualify for the program, you go through all the rigorous application, everything, you clear it, then the candidates will actually join our team, right, as a term contract. Okay, either you become a data scientist assistant or you become a solution architect assistant. Okay, that depends on your nature, I think, of your studies as well. Okay, so this will be a term contract, either 4 years or 2 years, depends on PhD or master by research. Okay, important thing is that once you embark this program, you're working on research. So research topic will have to be related to artificial intelligence or high performance computing. But in itself, artificial intelligence is a very, very wide spectrum. So let's say you are a student in chemistry, but you have your involvement, right, in the AI to study certain algorithm, to accelerate certain things. This will qualify as well. Okay, so in fact, this is a very broad spectrum under the AI space. Okay, so once you're on board, right, I think because you will be part of the team, you will be a company employee. So do anticipate that yourself will need to be involved in the company various activity on the research and engineering projects, programs, and initiative. Okay, for example, the student ambassador program I'll be sharing later. Okay, so all these are the more towards the detail part. Okay, being a data scientist, solution architect, assistant. Okay, you'll be more co-monitored by your research supervisor and also from the company aspect. The tuition fee will be fully covered. Okay, you'll be provided a monthly stipend, okay, every month until the end of the program. Okay, you just like any other staff, you will have the insurance. You can attend various conference and and it will be fully funded. Okay, so all these are the details regarding because once you become a company employee, right, all the IPs will become the companies by default. So all this discussion will discuss back end, okay, agreed by you and also by the university. Okay, so important. Okay, this will be the important point. Okay, the training itself, I think you all need to be a Singapore citizens or PR. Okay, it's not open for like study permit students. Okay, so you cannot be receiving like concurrent funding under the EDB scheme or any other schemes like the MOE scholarship, etc. Okay, so no dual scholarships. Okay, you must clear NVIDIA's internal interview. After all, you are going to be NVIDIA staff. Okay, so you have to go through whatever other candidates that go through of official job. Okay, you must meet the university prevailing admission criteria or PhD or master by research. Okay, and the salaries of basic is 3,005. This is the monthly stipend. Okay, that's involved. Okay, so in here is just a quick snapshot of what you are expecting as a candidate. Okay, to know about NVIDIA technology itself. So Jetson Rapids is just a broad spectrum of the SDK. I can't elaborate all. Okay, the really mission is to promote the accelerated AI in the technology system through activity like you want to drive GPU adoption. Okay, you will take the leadership role to provide guidance to interns, student ambassador, okay, support collaboration activities by the team, okay, develop training program, and also help out in other research activity, depends on your expertise. Okay, all these are more towards the detail part. Okay, so now I don't want to delve deep into this, like what is your background knowledge, etc. Okay, so important that once I think you qualify for NUS side, it's quite easy to say that you're able to qualify for like being proficient in Python, etc. Okay, good communication, as all these things. Okay, so for that, I will end off the program sharing on IPP, Industry Postgraduate Program. Okay, just think of this program is not uniquely right between NVIDIA, NUS, and EDB. Okay, so there could be many other company that's offering as well. So even like C Group, the parent company of Shopee may have also, like SenseTime, for example, I think they may have also this type of program. Okay, so if you are very interested, right, do find out, okay, for this right under an NUS umbrella. Okay, so NVIDIA is only just one option, but NVIDIA uniquely is that we are a very exciting company moving ahead, particularly in the AI space. Okay, so this is only the point I want to emphasize. Okay, so before I start on the student ambassador program, actually I heard from Douglas, actually there's quite a huge response actually towards doing to know more regarding the program itself. Okay, so being a student ambassador program, I think what I share with you all more tonight, right, is really more towards the requirement and I think I'll be quite frank towards some of the requirements and to be upfront on some of the things that we are looking out for. Okay, so y'all can consider whether this program will be up for your application or not. Okay. So really about this program is that we will open up to the student pool or students. It could be you could be in your year one, second half, or you can even be your year two onwards. Okay, but if you're in year four, perhaps it will be very tough. I think because of you need to balance out. I think the work and before you're able to graduate as well. Okay, we really want to groom right a group of students right in the community right to support the team's various outreach activities on the ground. Okay, meaning that how do you able to become a representative of NVIDIA and become evangelize NVIDIA technology towards the ecosystem. Okay, when I say the ecosystem, right, I'm referring to the HER space and maybe also towards the industry. But okay, and I do not want to restrict, I think, certain kind of like those sharing workshops over here, right, to just NUS itself. Okay, so we definitely want the students to support our team's outreach activity. Okay, so if I go down to the further ambassador role, right, okay, you have to treat yourself as a NVIDIA evangelist. Okay, sharing your NVIDIA tech. So if this existing school has a GPU resources, right, then you'll become an advocate to teach people how to use it. Okay, we want to raise the awareness, right, of a given technology, and so that people were able to adopt and love it. Okay, NVIDIA has so many technology right now, so we are the one, the student ambassador, to be focusing on particular one and be really good at it. Okay, just for example, let's take like robotics, for example. Okay, so we will teach the students like yourself who have qualified on all the aspects regarding NVIDIA technology on robotics. So you will conduct like 2 workshops on robotics, right, with members, students, university, polytechnic, or towards the industry. Okay, so I would not say that because NVIDIA we have we have a lot of activities like workshops and all. So we also may want the student ambassador, right, to help out as a kind of like a teaching assistant as well. Okay, not really to ask you to go and teach, but actually to come out as a backend to support who needed help, especially right now, right? Whether it's gonna be on like an online version or it's gonna be a face-to-face version. Okay, we will want actually to know your progress report or what have you learned, what have you experienced throughout, particularly in the AI topic or NVIDIA technology. Okay, so it's very natural, right? Comes next, like what would be my give and take, okay, for the students. Okay, so when it comes to that, right, I'll be upfront. The student ambassador is not like the IPP or the official interns of NVIDIA. So it will be more towards the volunteer basis or what we call the pro bono basis. Okay, so there will be no stipend involved, but what you will be awarded or will be given, right, is an official letter of appointment for joining this program. Okay, you're given a testimonial letter, I think, to add on to your CV. I think once you have completed the program as well. So I think if you're really into the passionate role of the AI and data science part, right, I think the valuable experience, right, from my colleagues and peers, right, to become your mentor, right, I think will definitely aid you, right, on your projects moving down the road, even towards your career in the future, particularly in the AI space. Okay, so this is something that you will say that you will be receiving as part of the program. Okay. Okay, so all these are more towards like what is the quality that we are looking for. So importantly is that we are looking for candidates, right, who are really interested or strong passion towards the AI and data science part. Okay, communicate in English or any additional skill is just a bonus. Okay, basic skills like we require to have some with the Python programming, know about Linux environment. So if you just have web programming skills or like C++ skill, we are welcome that as well. Okay, so once the programs actually will last for minimum 12 months here. Okay, so this is one important point I think for your consideration as well. So if you're on board this program, okay, we are looking for a candidate who can commit, okay, himself or herself, right, to the program for a minimum 12 months. Okay, the reason is because, right, once for you to pick up a particular NVIDIA technology, right, this will take, I think, at least a few months. Okay, not to mention that, okay, you need to dive even deeper to know more. Okay, so if you only join about 6 months, I think it's really just for you to pick up, but it's unable to actually to say that contribute back to the team of sharing the workshop or to rest of the peers or other people. Okay, so 12 months is my minimum consideration. I mean, we can look by year extension, depends on which year you are. Okay, so looking forward now is that I think for NVIDIA side, right, I'm also looking at the student ambassador, right, to become our interns as well. Okay, this is for the interns, you can treat interns like a progression towards the ambassador side. Okay, I won't share too much regarding what's the benefit of being an NVIDIA interns, but I can say that it's a very different kind of internship program with the industry. Okay, because right now, right, my interns, right, actually has a lot of access, right, or so-called benefits, right, as a full-time staff. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna stop about the interns. Okay, so very simple process is that, okay, once I think for interested candidate, right, are welcome to submit your CV and a short write-up of your candidate of yourself, right? Okay, write more regarding of what is the AI topic or interest you are into. what is the NVIDIA technology are especially very interested to know more. Okay, so this is what I would expect from the candidate when they submit the interest. Okay, we will shortlisted the candidates actually for interview. Okay, so unfortunately, I was unable to shortlist everyone if the response is overwhelmed. Okay, if the candidate has no experience in AI, but everything else looks quite positive, I may schedule something like an AI task for the candidates to perform. I think to review actually what is the current skill set the trainee may, or so-called evaluate, I think, the attitude towards the application. Okay, so we'll definitely notify the candidates for the results. Okay, so these are the 4-step process. Okay, when it comes to the exact commitment, so KPI may perhaps is a word that is a bit serious, but I think when you enter the industry, right? So KPI is always a word that we always kind of use. I think to access for your colleagues and peers. So what are we gonna do? So I definitely expect kind of like a bi-weekly update from the student ambassador, okay, to provide more what have you learned. I don't need kind of like a lengthy essay or something. Just a short few liners will do. Okay, maintain your own source code, because whatever thing that you test out or something, I think this is not just related to the program itself. I think once you are in your studies, right, I think create a repository for yourself. Okay, store it in the GitHub. Wherever your demo, your project, store it inside. Okay, in the future, just attach to your CV as a link. Okay, your future employer, right, we just drop inside and maybe you just take a look. Okay, so all this will be very, very valuable, I think, towards yourself. Okay, the technical sharing workshop, I do share just now. So I'm looking for at least 2 technical workshops before the 1 year ends for the student ambassador. Okay, if possible, right, I would want the student ambassador to actually to be certified in the Deep Learning Institute, which is the official kind of training program for NVIDIA side. Okay, so this will be beneficial for yourself because this is an official cert. Once you have cleared the course, you will be awarded the cert. Okay, it's a different kind of awarding cert for the student ambassador. Okay. Okay, so with regards of that, okay, this comes to my end of my presentation. I think half an hour. Okay, just nice. Okay, so I'll open up for the teams. I think for all your question and answer regarding